Hey, how's it going? I'm going to do a series of lessons here. I'm probably going to have to break this up into four parts. This is kind of a behind the scenes to my approach in the way I write drums. I use beat making programs a lot for reference or actually to write, and then I'll do it one of two ways. So I'll either have something I wrote out on staff paper and I want to hear what it sounds like. I'll throw it into a beat making program. Right now I'm using GarageBand. It's simple, but it gets the job done and it's easy. So that's why I use GarageBand. You could basically use any program you want to use. And so basically this is one example where I wrote the beat in a few minutes on GarageBand and then I'll go and learn it. And I can do a multitude of ways as well. I can also come up with a bass line and then reverse engineer a beat out of that, or I'll write a bass line out of this. So right now I just have a bass line that's basically B0, pedaling B, following the kick, and this is what it sounds like. So I have it looping four measures. You see there's a little bit of a remainder. I'm not worried about that right now. So I'm going to get rid of the bass and I'm going to show you how I created this beat. This beat is in quarter notes. As you can see, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. So I have it in quarter notes and the kick is in 16th notes and then the snare is on 2 and 4. So right now I'm going to get rid of these snares and we're just going to start with the hi-hat. So this is what I started with. And I kind of did a sequence that I often always do is, you know, a single hit and then two hits. And this is what this sounds like. You know, it's a typical kind of periphery thing. And then I usually double this up like this, and that's it. You've heard that a lot. And then what I did was I gave it a 3-beat pause here, and I added the 2 again. And I didn't really like that, so I kept adding 2s here to give me 6. And then I kept the same interval between that, which is 3, and I settled, to make this quick for just logistical purposes, I settled on 4. So this is our basic pattern, right? And so what that is if you count this here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in 6/4. I thought that was too basic. So what I do is I'll extend this note out on the back for ease. And you know what? I'll go a 16th note. So that's my pattern. And then what I do is I'll repeat it. And each time that end note is going to shift to 16th notes, so it'll take 4 times for it to start over again. Now how that fits with the snare is another thing, but here's the 4 times for it to start over. And you can hear it shifting. And we're back to the downbeat. So then you take the snare, which is already measured out to be on 2 and 4. And I'm just going to repeat that. And so this is where they don't really line up, and you have to find where the sequence lines up. And basically I'm just going to stretch it out, and I'll figure out that point later. I might not even have it loop. Sometimes you just make it loop sooner than the remainder, because oftentimes it's too long. And so I know Meshuggah does that a lot. They'll do that floating snare, and it'll take too long for it to come back around. So they just make it come back around. And so that's where I picked out that I want 4 quarter note measures, and so that's where I have it looped. So no matter what I do past this point, it's only going to do 4 measures, and this is what it sounds like. And that's basically the first part. The next part is I'll show you how to what I can do with that, and then what I do with like writing some melody with it, some bass lines, and an easy way to do that. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you like it. Let me know with some comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.